विबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयत्रतजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी स्तोतीर्णः खलु पाण्डवैरणनदीं कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथां सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमला प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
धन्यवाद ऐश्वर्या. राम राम साईराम. ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः. धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय. Manjari Bhagini, कृपया.
So last class we saw that Janaka Raja, verily by actions alone, so he attained perfect state, that is salvation or moksha. Janaka Dayaha, says Krishna in 3.20, that is third chapter 20th shloka. So he says that Janaka Raja and Adayaha means Ambarisha, and then Ikshwaku Raja, Ashwapati, Prahlada. There are so many kings, those who just by performing their actions, their prescribed duties, so they attain moksha, that is by karma yoga. Karma yoga is nothing but doing the prescribed duties without any attachment to the fruits of that work. So by doing so, all of them attain their perfect state. So Krishna is in this chapter, especially in Karma Yoga, is telling that only by karma, performing our action, one can attain moksha. That's what he's telling. So then for Arjuna also is insisting that you have to do your prescribed duty, that is yuddha, so that you can attain moksha, or you can have liberation from all the unwanted things or all the tensions and worries. That's what he's asking Arjuna to perform his duty. So let us move on to 3.21. That is today's shloka. We should start from there. Bhagini, can we have 3.21?
अस्तु महोदय
Ah.
अस्तु महोदय ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरमात्मने नमः यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते.
Dhanyavad Mahodaya. So now Krishna says, Yadyad acharati sreshtaha, yat acharati sreshtaha, tat eva itaraha janaha. There are sandhis. So yat acharati sreshtaha. So whatsoever these wise men perform, sreshta, the best men, the leaders, the role models, what we call them as. So those people, whatever they perform, tat eva itaraha, so that only others also do the same. Tat the same, what the so-called leaders do, so the same thing the other people follow. Sahayat pramanam kurute, so whatever example the wise people set, the great people, the shreshthas, they set, so lokaha tadanu vartate, others follow their footsteps. So the leader should be very careful, because the entire samuha, the entire people, those who are behind that leader, so they will be following his footstep. So as many of you may be knowing that it happens in the group of elephants also, it's called as herds. So there will be a leader for the elephants, and the leader is always naturally very vigilant, very alert, very active, and a very intelligent person. That's why he becomes a leader. So what happens in these elephants is, the leader will be in the front always, and he is so vigilant, he will be always checking all the safety factors. Is there any enemy or any hunter or any fire or any ditches, the pits where they may fall? So the leader, one who is in the front, he will be observing all the things, he will be a very keen observer. And then all the other elephants which follow this leader, they need not have to be so alert. So they just see that their leader is moving ahead, so they also just move. So this is what happens in elephants, and the same thing, without our knowledge, it happens in humans also. So one who is treated, or one who is believed to be the leader, so the people, all the common people, they just follow him, because it is so easy to follow the leader. It's if we have to take our own decision for everything, for small things, the life becomes so difficult. So we need to think a lot, and there will be great confusion in our mind also. And even if we come to a conclusion after thinking so many things, and after accounting into consideration of so many things, but then also there may be doubt that the step I had taken is right or wrong. So instead, if we believe someone, if we think that this person is our leader, then for us there will be no confusion. First we'll be following them. Like if we can take an example, like during COVID situation, we saw that team of scientists, so they invented the medicine or the vaccination, and then each and every individual, there is no need to do experiments and find medicine of their own. So the leader, the scientist, so we believe him, we trust those people, and then whatever they say is safe drug for us, so we just follow that. And sometimes it so happens that if that person makes a wrong decision, then also we say that it's okay, there is no other way for us. If the scientist one he prescribes some medicine to us, and we take it, and if there are some side effects also, but what happens to the entire world, that happens to us also. So we are ready for that, because it is so difficult to take the decisions individually. That's why in each and every creatures, this system is there, that there will be a leader. So that's why Krishna is telling, so what this leader, what he thinks that is pramana, that is the proof, or that is adarsha, that is the role, this is the example. So what he accept that as an example, what he sets that as an example, all the people follow that. And once a person becomes a leader, then that fan following will not stop him, even if he doesn't like that. So now, for example, Arjuna, the same thing is happening. So Arjuna is a leader, he is from a royal family, he is famous for his valor and courage. So all the people are following him, especially the soldiers and all the kings, those who have come to support him, all seven Akshohini Sainyas. So if the Arjuna himself, he runs away from the battlefield, what his followers should do. So he is giving a wrong message to all the warriors, that if you feel nervous, you can run away from the war field. That's why Krishna is telling, so you cannot look about only you cannot think about only you now, because the leader is like a engine and so many people will be following him. So he should be a role model, he should be like a role model, and he should think before taking any action, he should think that what would be the impact of my action on my followers. So because now Arjuna is a leader, so Krishna is telling that you cannot run away from the battlefield, because you have the responsibility of so many people, seven Akshohini Sainya, the soldiers, the kings, and so many people behind you. So you cannot make wrong decisions. That's what Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna through this shloka. Mahodaya, agre pathatu.
अस्तु महोदय। न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यं त्रिषु लोकेषु किञ्चन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यं वर्त एव च कर्मणि।
Dhanyavad. So, name partha asti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. So now Krishna is giving his own example. So he says, O Partha, there is no work as such for me to do in all the three worlds. Trishu lokeshu kinchana. He is telling. So there is no need that I have to do anything. Na anavaptavyam avaptavyam varta evacha karmani. So there is nothing that is unattained desire that I have to fulfill by my action. It is nothing like that. Everything, I don't need anything. We have seen in the last class that Atma Rama, Atma Tushtaha, those things we have seen. So Krishna is that category. So he doesn't need, there is nothing that he has some desire and he has not attained that, so he has to do karma to get that. There is nothing like that. Anamaptavyam, avaptavyam. Avaptavyam is should get, anamaptavyam didn't get or not reachable. So there is nothing like that for Krishna. So he says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu. In these, not only this earth, in all these three words, trilokas, there is nothing that I must do. I do not have any duty, prescribed duty on this earth at all. And there is nothing like I have any desire, I have any wish to have it, so I have to work. Nothing. Or nothing that if I do this, I'll get some benefit. If I don't do, I may lose. It is not like that for him. But then also he says that I am ever engaged in action. So he gives his own life as example. So because he says that if I don't work, then what happens? People think that, oh, Krishna only has not done it, so why we should do? People never think that he is Avatar Purusha, he is Satya Sankalpa, he is Purna Kama, so he doesn't have any deficit, so there is no need for him to do work. Or no, people will not think like that. So what they think, Krishna only has not done, so we can also leave this. Krishna only has shown that it is okay to do like this. So that's why Krishna is telling, so why I work, even though there is no need to work, but then also I'm so engaged in doing work. We have seen in Bhagavatam also, Krishna, as a baby also, he kills Putana, and then Kaliya Mardana he does, and then he does Kamsa, he does Kamsavadha, and then he takes Bhima to Jarasandha and makes Bhima to kill Jarasandha, and with his Sudarshana Chakra he kills Shishupala, and then Narakasura, and then a Rakshasa called as Madhu, and so many evil spirits he does samhara. But we can see that wherever he kills, when he kills Kamsa, so he makes his grandfather Ugrasena as a king, and when he kills Jarasandha, he makes Jarasanda's son the king. When he kills Shishupala, he makes Shishupala's son the king. So never ever he wished to become a king of any of the kingdoms that he conquers. So why he does all these things, why he killed Shishupala, why he killed Jarasandha, why he killed Kamsa, that is just for establishment of dharma. That is just to protect good people. But he had never personal gains or personal loss in any of these actions. He never had wish or desire to have money or power or position, nothing. But then also he was always busy, ever busy doing work. And even now, when he is in this Mahabharata Kurukshetra field, here also he doesn't have any personal desire that this party should win or this party should lose. There is no personal thing there at all. So why he is asking Arjuna to do yuddha? Because for establishment of dharma. So if Arjuna runs away, so he is sending such a wrong message to the society that if Arjuna, a leader like Arjuna only runs away, then what message he is giving to all the warriors community, Kshatriyas community, what message he is giving? So anytime anyone can run away, then what would happen to that country? What would happen to defense of that country? How can one protect the motherland? So that's why Krishna is telling you cannot run away from your duty even if you're not interested in the fruits of your duty. So Arjuna was telling no that and Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna, na Rajyam, na Bhogani, na Sukhani cha. So Arjuna is told in Arjuna Vishad Yoga that I don't want kingdom, I don't want Sukha, I don't want Bhoga. So then Krishna is asking, who told you to become a king? Who told you to enjoy? But you have to perform your duty, even if you don't want any enjoyment, even if you don't want to sit on Simhasan, but you have to do your prescribed duty. You cannot run away from that. So this yuddha is not for your personal gain or personal happiness. It is to perform your duty. That's all. That's only Krishna is telling. So he is giving his own example. Even though I don't have any personal loss or gain out of this war, so I'm standing here because I want to establish dharma. So for loka sangraha, for loka kalyana, one should perform the duties. For the benefit of the mankind, for benefit of this samashti, so one should do the prescribed duties. That's what Krishna is telling. Mahodaya, please read the next shloka.
अस्तु महोदय यदि ह्यहं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः
उत्तमं यदि हि अहं न वर्तेयं जातु कर्मणि अतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः. So he continues from the previous shloka. Yadi, if he, that is because he starts with yadi aham na varteyam. So if I don't perform my action, karmani atandritaha, if I slow down in my action, atandritaha, if I slow down, or if I show some laziness, then what happens? Mama vartma, mama, my, and vartma is the path. Anuvartante manushaha sarvashaha. All the people, all these humans, they just follow my footsteps. So whatever I do, all these people also follow me. They also repeat the same thing, because common people think that Krishna only didn't do, no, then why I should do? Because people never think that Krishna, there was no necessity for Krishna to do all these things, so he didn't do. Nobody thinks that. They always think that Krishna has not done, or Rama has not done, or Arjuna has not done. So we there is no need to do for us also. That's what the normal person thinks. That's why Krishna is telling that the person who is a leader, so he has got a huge responsibility on that. And that responsibility he might have not taken on his own, like Arjuna. So Arjuna doesn't like any people follow him, but already he has that, because he has shown, he has won so many battles. And also Arjuna fought with Shiva and got Pashupatastra. He has got Gandiva. He has got so many special 100 horses given by uh, uh, some some Gandharva. So he has got so many things. And why Shiva has given him Pashupatastra? Because Shiva wanted Arjuna to use it for some good cause. So why this Agni Deva has given him Gandiva? So many people have given him so many weapons because they trust him, and they are waiting for him to use it for establishment of dharma. So even if Arjuna doesn't like people watching him, but already people are watching, people are just so curious to know how he is using Pashupatastra, how he'll use Gandiva, how he'll take right decision to do establishment of dharma. That's why Krishna is telling that even if you don't like people to keep an eye on you or watch you or to follow you, but it happens because you have shown the world that you are capable of fighting with Shiva. So you are the leader. So people are watching you. So now you cannot run away. Suppose a person he is living in a cave or he is living in an isolated place in a forest or somewhere, then he can do whatever he wants. But when we are living in a society, so when people are watching us, so it is some responsibility on us that we have to behave in a right way. It is not only applicable for people like Arjuna, it may be for any person who is suppose a person is head of an institution. So he has a huge responsibility that there are so many people who are following him. Or suppose we people are heads of families, as a mother, as a teacher, so we have responsibility that we should always be try to be at least on the right path, because people are watching us, people are following us. So if we set the right example, if we set a right method, a right path, then there are many people those who will follow. So that social responsibility is there on each and every one of us, because we live in a society. That's why Krishna is telling that you must mm, see that you do your prescribed duty, because people are watching you. And always it is even though it is unfortunate, but it is true that people, when there is a leader, so people, more than his good qualities, people follow his uh, any shortcomings, any one or two some bad qualities, suppose a person has, suppose a leader has. For example, I can give you a very small example. So if there is a person, so we can take the example of any Swamiji. So if the Swamiji is very good, very kind, really a great soul, he is a learned person, so he has done so much of sadhana, everything he has done. But suppose he has the habit of coming late to the sabhas, coming late to the functions, delayed arrival. So, but people may not follow his sadhana, all the people may not, but they see that anyhow Swamiji comes late, no, we also can go late. What's there? Why we should maintain timing so strictly? Because Swamiji he doesn't follow. So it is very easy to follow the negative aspects of great people than the positive aspect, because positive things it is very difficult to achieve. So people very easily follow the shortcomings or the negative things. That's why Krishna is telling one who is in the position of a leader, so they should be always very, very careful and very alert that we should not give chance for people to go into the wrong path. So that's why he's telling that Arjuna, you cannot take wrong decision. Mahodaya, agre pathatu.
अस्तु महोदय उत्सीदे उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोकाः न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहं शङ्करस्य च कर्ता स्याम् उपहन्यामि माः प्रजाः
धन्यवाद महोदय. उत्सीदेयुः इमे लोका न कुर्यां कर्म चेत अहम शंकरस्य च कर्ता स्याम उपहन्यामि इमाः प्रजाः. So Krishna says उत्सीदेयुः, he is telling ime lokaha. Utsideyuhu means nashta brashta, gets destroyed, ruined. Ime lokaha, this world. Yadi aham ched aham karma na kuryam, if I don't do I don't perform action, if I don't do karma, then what happens? This loka utsi de yuhu, it becomes nashta bhrashta, or it becomes destroyed. And also what happens? Sankarasya cha karta samaham. So I may become the cause of Sankara and Ima Prajaha, of these people. So I may become the cause of destruction of all these people. I may become the cause of Sankara. That's what Krishna is telling here. So he is telling, if I don't perform action, so what happens? So this entire world get destroyed, and I will become, and there may be some Sankara admixture, and then I may become the cause of that Sankara. So then what happens? People follow the leaders like Krishna. So if Krishna, uh, if he doesn't perform his action, then people also stop doing their things. So in a society, when people stop doing or slow down or don't show interest in contributing to the samashti, we have seen in the karma yoga, entire karma yoga, how the society works, how the community, how the samashti works, how each and every one of us should contribute to this society to make our society rich. And once a society becomes rich, once our surroundings becomes rich, so we will be getting it back from the samashti. So each and every one of us should contribute to the samashti. It may be the money, it may be the power, it may be the position, or it may be the knowledge or vidya, or whatever we have, we should contribute it to the samashti. So and samashti becomes strong, and we'll get it back from the samashti. That's what we have learned in the previous shlokas. So now, if suppose each and every person stops contributing to the samashti, then what happens? So there will be no discipline, there will be no justice, and most important is there will be no production. Suppose there is a factory, and if the workers, the laborers, the executives, if they are not doing their prescribed duties, then what would happen? It would impact the production of that factory. So then what happens? So that the entire system collapses. And same is applicable to our samashti also. If none of us take interest in contribution, and then what happens? The entire system collapses. So then when we people stop contributing to the samashti, and then samashti also stops giving us, and then what happens? The system collapses. So Krishna is telling here, we have seen that Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So for the smooth running of this life, this society, this samashti, all these four are the pillars. We have seen many times. I have explained this, how this system works of this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaidya, and Shudra. So when they don't do their duties, then what happens is, uh, uh, I can take one example for this. Suppose there is a school, and then there is an investor, a person who funds for the construction of the school. So we can call him as the Vaishya, the trader, even though it's not a business, but one who puts money, one who handles money matters, we'll call them as a Vaishya. And then there will be someone called as principal of the school, one who looks after the administration of the school. So we can call him or her as a king, because king looks after the administration. And there are so many teachers in the school, so we can one who impart knowledge. So all the teachers are brahmanas. And there are so many helpers, we need the help of so many helpers in the school. So we can call them as shudras. And all these, nobody is less, nobody is more, all these are pillars for smooth running of the school. If one is not there, then the school cannot run. It is impossible to run the school without these four people. So this is just a small example, but it is applicable to every society, everything. It can be a factory, it can be a hospital, it can be a school. So for everything we need four types of people, all these four types: Brahmana, Shudra, Vaishya, and Kshatriya. And suppose if the principal is not coming to the school regularly, so then what happens? The helpers also may not be regular to the school. So then what happens? Suppose teachers, so only teachers are there, so students are there, So a teacher to teach, suppose the school is not clean, then teacher starts cleaning the school, all so many floors in the school. He has to bring water and fill all the water tanks and all those things, or he may has to set up the laboratory equipments. So if he is running here and there, if he's physically tired and he starts teaching, so what happens? So he cannot give quality teaching if he starts doing the thing in which he is not trained. So then what happens? He cannot do justice to the cleaning job also, and he cannot do justice to the teaching job also, because when he is physically tired, he will not have that enthusiasm to teach. The same thing happens when the helpers try to teach, because they are not trained in that. In an hospital, suppose a doctor is not coming regularly and the receptionist starts giving treatment to the patients, then what would happen to patients? So this is, if the leader is not proper, then the entire system collapses. And also sankara, that is one doing the other's job in which we are not trained. So then what happens in the future shlokas, once Krishna says swadharme nidhanam shreyaha, that is, even if we may not be experts, but better not to try the things which you are not trained in. So details we'll see when we do that shloka. And this particular word sankara or varna sankara, um, many books have explained it in many different ways. I have seen ISKCON's books, and I have seen this Gita Press Gorakhpur, and I have seen this Ramakrishna Ashrama books. I have listened to some pravachanas also. So the thing that I am teaching now is from Ramakrishna Ashrama's books. So what I felt was, in today's context, the more relatable thing is this theory. So I have taken this theory. So that is Varna Sankara, that is one who is not trained in any work and trying to do that. So that will totally destroy that work. So why that situation comes, why one has to, if the doctor is regular, then the receptionist will never dare to give medicine. If the principal is regular, then helpers also will be regular. If the principal's job is administration, so he or she has to take care that all the helpers are coming regularly or not. So if that take care is not taken, then others may have to do somebody's job. So then entire system collapses. That's what he is telling. And I will become cause of this, because Krishna, he is telling that he is the, when he is the leader and he is not performing his duty properly, then his subordinates will also not do. And you can apply it to any organization. So if the heads are not regular, if they are not looking after their subordinates properly, then the entire system collapses. For that, Krishna is telling that I will become the cause of destruction of the entire society, entire mankind, because everything is, that is the uh, foundation. So for a systematic society, what we need, varna, ashrama and dharma. The paripalana of these three is the foundation. So we all know that what is varna, just now I had told. And then ashrama also we have seen brahmacharya, and then grahastha and then sannyas ashrama, vanaprastha ashrama. So why ashrama comes here? If everybody does their duty according to their age, and then according to their varna, and according to their dharma. Dharma is our duty, that is niyata karma. We have seen what is niyata karma and what is kamya karma. That is our prescribed duty. If everybody does, so then the foundation becomes strong. In any society, if everybody do their duties, then the foundation becomes strong. If the foundation only, if it is not strong, then what happens? It takes no time for the entire building to collapse. So that's what happens when the head is not doing his duty, then all the subordinates start moving away from their duty. So the foundation starts shaking and the entire building collapses. That's why Krishna is telling, you being the leader, Arjuna, you cannot run away. Don't think only about yourself. Don't be so self-centered. Because Arjuna is telling that I don't want any profit from this war. I don't want to become king. I can beg also. I can become a sannyasi also. I can become a beggar also. But Krishna is telling, no, no, entire your seven Akshumini Sainya or Kshatriyas all the people, those who come in the next generation, they also look at you, what Arjuna did in such a situation. So you should set an example. So you cannot run away from the war like this. That's what Krishna is telling. Mahodaya, agre patatu.
अस्तु महोदय। सक्ता कर्मण्यविद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्।
धन्यवाद महोदय। सक्ताः कर्मणि अविद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्यात् प्लस विद्वान प्लस तथा प्लस असक्तः प्लस चिकीर्षुः प्लस लोक संग्रहम. So this second line, it has got 6 words, but he has given it in a one word. So many sandhis are there in the second line. So Krishna is telling saktaha. Saktaha means asaktaha, one who are interested. Karmani vidvamsaha yatha kurvanti bharata. Hey Bharata, hey Arjuna, like how these Adnyanis, avidvamsaha means Adnyanis, one who is interested in fruits of the work. So for them he is calling as Adnyanis, people who are interested in fruits of the work. So Sakama Karmis. So the Sakama Karmis, one who are interested in the fruits of the work, so they put their 100% effort in getting the result. So they really work hard. Like how they work hard, the Nishkama Karmi, the Jnani, one who is doing the work with anasakti, with loka sangraha, just to help the society, loka kalyana, but they also should put the equal effort, Krishna is telling. So you cannot say that I'm not interested in fruit, so I don't want to put my 100% effort. It's not like that. Like how a adnyani puts effort in order to get the fruit of that work, so he really does hard work because he wants result. So a jnani, one who doesn't want result, one who is not detached from the result, one who is not attached to the result, he also should put equal effort, he is telling. So what Adnani does, he does for the instant profit. So he does for the instant sukha. He wants the result, he wants name, he wants fame, he wants power, he wants position, so he works. But one more person is Jnani. So he doesn't want any profit or any name or fame because he knows the transient nature of all these things. That's why he doesn't want that. But then also Krishna says, even if he is a Jnani, even if he knows that all these are transient, but then also he cannot stay without doing any work. He has to do his work. So if he doesn't want fruit, it's okay. But he has to do his prescribed duty, and he has to take full interest in that. Like how a person who is interested in fruit takes, in the same way this person also should take interest. And Krishna says that when we do karma for loka kalyana, to help the society, to help the samashti, so the loka kalyana is nothing but atma kalyana, so it definitely helps us. So when we do it, when we contribute it to the society, so I have told when we are doing the last week or before that, so when we help someone, we may not get help directly from them, but we are contributing it to the society, and from the society definitely will get back the help. We have seen this with the help of examples also, previous classes. So that's why Krishna is telling here, loka kalyana is nothing but atma kalyana, it helps us in return. Therefore, even if we don't want result, we cannot run away from the karma, and also we cannot put little effort in that. We have to put complete effort, 100% effort. Suppose we can take an example of two doctors. One doctor performs surgery and he takes fees, and one more doctor, he performs surgeries but he doesn't charge anything because he has sufficient money, he is very rich. So he says that I don't want money. But even if he doesn't want any profit and doesn't want any name, fame, or anything, but then also we have seen that he cannot say that I will not perform operation. Suppose a patient is suffering, he cannot run away from that. And also he has to put equal effort compared to the other doctor who takes fees. So he cannot say that anyhow I don't take peace, so it's okay if I do it so so, if I don't take too much of care, it's okay. No, he cannot do that, because action is same. When we are doing something, we have to put our 100% effort. We are interested in the result or not, it is immaterial. When we are doing some action, we are performing some action, we should never think about the result. So whether it comes or not, whether it is good or bad, whether we want it or not, that is immaterial. When we are doing, we should be totally engrossed in that work to see that it reaches perfection as much as possible. We should see that the work is done in a perfect way. Then comes the result. First we should do the work, first we should totally be engrossed in that work. So while working, we should never think of the result. So that is what Krishna is telling. And Krishna is telling that, hey Arjuna, even if you don't want any benefit of this war, even if you don't want any profit, even if you don't want to sit on Simhasan, even if you don't want any enjoyment, you cannot run away from this war, because people are looking at you. And also, once you start war, you cannot say that Bhishma is my grand tata or Drona is my guru, so how can I kill them? No. So when you are doing your duty, you have to put your 100% effort and do your job. So both the ways you cannot escape. That's what Krishna is telling, because you should set an example. People are looking at you and people are following you. So for the benefit of mankind, for Loka Kalyana, you have to be very diligent and perform your duties. That's what Krishna is advising Arjuna. So with this, today's 5 shlokas are completed. So we'll continue next week. I think Bhagini, after Mangala Shloka, we'll be doing Parayana, no? धन्यवाद सर्वेभ्यः. थैंक यू वन एंड ऑल.
ॐ
धन्यवाद भगिनी.
धन्यवाद.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तु शान्तु शान्तिः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Sairam, please raise your hands so that we can do the chanting part.